Hey guys, I wanted to give a quick rundown of the spirit circle I went to last night at Catherine's Well in Northeast. Spirit circles are interesting. My dad asked me what it was, and just to keep it on his level, I told him it was kind of like a Stitch and Bitch, but with dead people. The whole idea of a spirit circle is an opportunity for student mediums to practice and for people who perhaps couldn't afford a full-fledged reading to attend and, get a message. All spirit circles are run in completely different ways. There is really no standard set of rules. You can have different ratios of mediums to people who come for a reading. You can have different kind of leadership. Obviously, there is one medium typically who leads a circle. That medium is obviously the most experienced medium, and has opened either, her space or her home, or his space or his home, not to be sexist, to that group of student mediums and people to be read. In this case, it was Nancy's space. Nancy was the medium who led the event last night, and she has her own way of working. She likes to be able to walk behind people's chairs to kind of step into their energy and kind of read them better in that fashion. It's always interesting in attending different events when you've been trained a particular way. Being trained in Lily Dale has made me seek proof on proof on proof on proof on proof, and the expectations that I have for someone sitting for a reading is minimal feedback, as in yes, no, maybe, or I'm not sure. Obviously, spirit circles are typically a lot more relaxed in that the people that are coming for readings and messages haven't perhaps been to a professional medium before. And as such, they don't understand that they're not supposed to be, I don't want to say excited, but certainly they tend to give a lot more feedback than someone who's experienced with something like that. So for instance, one lady was very excited to be like, oh, that's my uncle, and proceeded to tell us all about her uncle. But from the viewpoint of me and the training from Lilydale, that's cheating. We don't cheat. I specifically went as an observer and not a participant, and so I don't want people to kind of be like, well, why didn't you? I specifically went as an observer because spirit circles are really kind of like groups of friends. You have to know the unspoken rules, because there are always unspoken rules. And while Nancy was certainly very open and inviting in asking people for feedback to express how they're feeling, what they're experiencing at any point, I didn't feel comfortable pitching in at that point. I had my notebook and my pen, and I was scrawling out things that I was feeling, and just for me as because I haven't done mediumships readings in a long time. Just because I literally feel like I'm still recovering. I'm still tired all the time. But apparently I've got 5 more years of that. So I'm looking forward to getting back into readings, and spirit circles are a fantastic way to practice, especially if you're a student, especially. And I really consider myself a lifelong student, so it's really all about finding the right people that you want to practice with, who understand how you've been trained, who understand your unspoken rules. And they definitely worked differently. They're definitely a lot less rigid. They were definitely, very more open to different expressions. I always joke that we kind of go in interrogation order, male, female, who are you attached to, whose side are you from, how did you pass? What other identifying things can you give me to pass on to this person to give proof? And then we get to the message. And so there are certain things that we want to hear yes a specific number of times to verify that it is indeed that person's person. Because when you're sitting in a circle of 20 people, that can be a lot of dead people. And as such, we want to make sure, especially with common names, that we're giving the message to the right person. Again, there might be joint messages, blah, blah, blah. But it was interesting to see other people work, and there were definitely some more experienced mediums in the group. And there were definitely some students in their group, and it was a great mix of clients, you know, people there to get a message. And I had a nice time. The 2 hours absolutely flew by. Nancy opened the circle with a prayer and a meditation. It was really nice. There was candlelight. So they turned out all the bright lights, and it was refreshing just to have that that sense of peace and tranquility. I don't feel like I got a lot out of the experience, but to be completely honest, I had absolutely no expectations. I was going to have fun, to meet some new spiritual people in our area. So I don't regret going. If I have an opportunity to go again, I certainly will. But as a medium, it was really hammered into us in Lilydale to ask for permission. So if I went to that spirit circle again with the intention of having the opportunity to give the messages, I certainly would contact Nancy privately beforehand and say, hey, you know, I'm just coming back into the swing of things. I would like to attend your circle because, you know, it's her circle. I'd like to attend your circle and give some messages and connect with some people. And of course, she would probably say, yeah, that's fantastic. We'd love to have you. But it's the idea of permission is so huge, especially when we talk about all these crazy TV mediums that go up to people and just give them messages. And we have to appreciate the idea of consent across all borders, right? And so I'm big on asking permission, and so I certainly would ask for permission. I would probably, just out of the habit, ask people, can I give you a message? Do you mind if I connect with so and so? You know, and there's certain language that I would use to do that. And so kind of getting back into the swing of things with a less formal group is interesting because I have these expectations for myself as a medium as far as being proficient and being good at getting to the proof so that I can get to the fun part and I can get to the message. And I want to keep those expectations for myself simply because that's the type of professionalism that I expect from another medium, and so I'm certainly not going to cut myself a break in that fashion. But the purpose of the spirit circle is not to be that hard on yourself. It's to have an experience. It's to go. It's to compare notes. It's to connect the pieces of the puzzles. Was I on 100%? Not really. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I picked up different spirits that other people didn't. I picked up different messages that other people didn't. I'm happy with the level at which I performed for myself. It was nice to compare and contrast from different styles, from different people. I liked that. I enjoyed that a lot. Hopefully I'll be making some new friends from that. But other than that, a spirit circle is an amazing experience. A, because they're cheap. B, because they happen about once a month. And if you can find one you like, you can go to it over and over and over again and make a wonderful circle of friends and have different experiences. And, you know, that's kind of how they underground open up room to classes and other experiences that people do. So being a part of a spirit circle is really becoming part of a spiritual experience and a spiritual pathway with people. You just have to find the people that you like. For me specifically, this probably is not it, and that's fine. That's fine. It's not my style. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely. But will I go back? Yeah, absolutely. It's normally on the weekends, so I'm sure I'll have to get babysitting coverage. But I enjoyed myself. But for where I'm at right now, it doesn't fit with me, and that's okay. Would I recommend it to others? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you hear about a spirit circle and wondering what it's about, that's what it's about. I jokingly call it a stitch and bitch, but with the dead people. It's a great opportunity for students to practice, and it's a great opportunity for people who maybe can't afford to get a reading in another way to get one. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, message and let me know.